Hello everyone, this is Nishitha, Assistant Professor, Department of CSIT, working at MLR Institute of Technology. So in last sessions, we have discussed about operating system structures and definition of operating system and functions of operating system. So today we are going to see in this session about types of operating systems. So let us see the overview of this presentation. So types of operating systems we are going to see in this presentation. So what is operating system? It is a type of software that works as an interface between the system program and hardware. Nothing but whenever the user uses applications and these applications are operated by operating system, and this operating system is operated by hardware. So by seeing this diagram, we can say the definition of it is an interface between system user and system hardware. So whoever using the system, he can access through this operating system. So with this diagram, we can say the definition: it is an interface between system program and system hardware. So nothing but who are going to use the system programs? The user uses the system programs, whereas the hardware is an physical components which we can touch. So who is going to operate this? Nothing but operating system. So this is what about operating system. So there are several types of operating systems. In this we are going to see about batch operating system, multi-programming operating system, multitask operating system, distributed systems and network systems. So first let us see with the batch operating system. So in this batch operating system, this type of operating system does not interact with the computer directly. So this batch operating system can't interact with the system directly. So how it is going to interact? Let us see the diagram. So users are applying for n number of jobs. So users are applying here n number of jobs. So the computer or the operating system filter out some jobs and make some batches. So here it will filter out some jobs, and that jobs are divided into one batch one. Let us say that batch 1. So other jobs are related to batch 2. So here the user can directly interact with the batch? No, he is applying through n number of jobs, and that n number of jobs are divided into sub jobs, and these jobs are divided into batches. Who are going to operate this? CPU, nothing but computer. So all these batch operating system cannot interact system directly. So it divides with the operating system, and then that operating systems divide the jobs and filter out each batch into number of batches. That is what batch 1 and batch 2. Who is going to operate these batches? Nothing but the CPU, computer hardware. So next, there is an operator which takes similar jobs having the same requirement. That groups are divided into batches. So nothing but what I have said, the user applies n number of jobs, that jobs are divided into some groups. Some groups are nothing but here this all kinds of jobs are filtered out to only some jobs. So that jobs are divided into one batch. So they are divided into batches, and that batches are divided into some groups. Then it is the responsibility of the operator to sort similar kinds of needs. So whatever the jobs which are required for that. So suppose some users are applying for the Infosys. Here they are applying for the Infosys company. That company needs the qualification like BTech with 7.6 CGPA. So CGPA with no active backlogs. So who are related to this job, they will filter out with this CGPA, and that students will become under batch 1. So that is what the needs of the jobs are filtering to similar kinds of jobs. That jobs are nothing but batch operating system. So similar kinds of jobs are divided into batches. That batches are controlled by the computer hardware. This is about batch operating system. So next, multi-programming system. It can be simply illustrated as more than one program is present in the main memory. So in the main memory, it consists of some programs. So it may contains more than one program. So program 1, program 2, and so on. So it may contain more than one program in the main memory, and any one of them can be kept in the execution. So program 1, it is ready for the output. So the program 1 is printing its output, whereas program 2 is under execution, means it is under execution, whereas other programs are waiting for the CPU. That is what about multi-programming system. So first the programs 1 is ready for to print its output, and program 2 is under execution, and the remaining programs are under waiting. That is what about multi-programming operating system. So basically it is used better for execution of resources, means so here the job A is doing input output operations, means here the input is done and ready for the output, to print the output. That is what the job A is condition, whereas job B is under execution, means it is under execution. So remaining all these jobs are under waiting for the CPU, means once the job of B is completed, it goes to the secondary storage and print its job B output, whereas C, D, E, next after B execution, it goes for the C execution. So one by one, the programs will be done one by one. First job A completes its execution and printing for the output, whereas job B is under execution, whereas C, D, E remaining jobs are under waiting condition. This is what about multi-programming operating system. Next, multitask operating system. Multitask operating system is simply a multi-programming operating system. It is similar to multi-programming operating system, but having some facility of a round-robin scheduling algorithm. Round-robin scheduling algorithm we are going to discuss in the next unit. That is what about CPU scheduling algorithms. So multi-programming operating system can run simultaneously. Suppose here the user is accessing multiple tasks at a time. So he is typing the Word document, and he is browsing the net, and he is sending mails. So the user is doing multiple tasks at a time. That is what about multitasking operating system. All this can be done only through multitask operating system. This is what about multitask operating system. Next, let us see about distributed operating system. This type of operating system is a recent advancement in the world of computer technology, and being widely accepted all over the world and to a great pace. So in this distributed operating system, that is but nothing but we can share the data through n number of networks. So by using communication network, we can send our data through n number of CPUs or n number of memories. So all the data can be distributed only through by using communication network. That is what about distributed operating system. Next, various autonomous interconnected computers can communicate with each other. So various computers can connected with each other. That is what about distributing the data with different kinds of networks by nothing but by sharing their communication network. Next, independent systems possess their own memory unit and CPU. So for every independent network, it is having CPU and its memory. So CPU, every memory consists of some CPUs and memory. That is what they are going to distribute their data through communication network, distributing their data. Next, they are referred as loosely coupled systems or distributed systems. So these are what they are loosely coupled systems. They are not tightly. Tightly means they are mingling up or tightening with the system. No, they are very loosely coupled or distributed system. This is what about distributed operating system. Next, network operating system. These systems run on a server, provide the capability to manage the data, users, groups, security, applications and other networking functions. So whenever a client want to send a message, so here client want to send a message. through server. So client is sending some message to server by providing some network that is nothing but LAN or WAN. So he is sending some message. So message is sent to server. Who is going to give the acknowledgement? The server is going to give the acknowledgement. So that is nothing but client server model. So here without a network, can we send a mail or message to server? No. So by providing some LAN or WAN connection, we are going to send the message to server. So that we are getting the acknowledgement for server. This is what about network operating system. These types of operating system allows shared access to files, printers, security, applications and other networking functions over a small private network. So over a small private network means only through one company only it can share their data. So wherever we cannot send their other networks, by nothing but that is what about small private network. So one more important aspect of this network operating systems is that all the users are well aware of the underlying configurations. Means they are under underlying configuration. They cannot use, other persons cannot access these networks of all other users within the network. Who can access? The people who are under the private network. So suppose they are working only on one company, that company is having some network. Only that people can access that network, whereas other people cannot access. Only in that company users only can access through that network, whereas their individual connections etc. So for every individual they will be having some connections like LAN or WAN. So that's why these computers are popularly known as tightly coupled system. So see this example here. All the clients are sending requests, we are getting the response. From where we are getting the response? From server. So client is sending the message, we are giving the response from server. This is what about client server model or networking operating system. Client is sending the message, we are getting the acknowledgement from server. This is what about network operating system. So what we have learned about in this session, types of operating systems. Types of operating system. First one is about batch operating system. Second one is about multi-programming operating system. And next one is multitask operating system. And fourth one is distributed operating system. And fifth one is network operating system. So all these are different types of operating systems. If you have any doubts, you can comment. Thank you.